Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X. Today we're actually going to have another discussion piece because a lot of people have been asking for a online client to play this game with. There's a lot of reasons for it too. Some people just want a place that's a little more, streamlined than something that's kind of like put it together yourself, like Untap. Some people want just a client that looks more polished, that they don't have to have somebody update, they don't have to quite, you know what I mean? Just like a more concise frame. So, and then some people are more on it now than ever because of the cheating that's been caught, unfortunately, via webcam events. So we're going to talk about the options, and I want to ask you guys some questions because I think there is a little bit more to it than most people are giving credit for. So, yeah. Right before we drop into it, as per always, the road to 1,000 still strong. Every bit of support counts, and I'm not looking to ignore that support. I've got giveaways planned, and I think it's just going to be per set release. I really will just be trying to give back to my fans because my viewership is the only reason why this channel has even gotten to where it is, or will keep going. So, thank you guys for actually just being a part of this. I am super excited, and we're gonna keep. So, when it comes to an online client, a lot of people keep talking about it like it can just happen like that. I don't think people understand quite to how much work it takes to do it, because there's licensing that they have to get from Shueisha to be able to, which is the company that kind of oversees all like Dragon Ball merchandising, games, like all these things that they would have to get. And that's not going to be something that's easy. That's something that has to get approved. That's something that has to go up the ladder, back down the ladder, worked on. And then even once they get the permission to do an online client, there are even more layers we have. But luckily, we already have framework to show how this is going to happen. Of course, the easiest thing to do would be for a third party to make a client. But as we already know, that's not going to be able to happen well because it's likely going to be met with a cease and desist. You essentially have things like, Dueling Network if you played Yu-Gi-Oh! But Dueling Network got shut down for the same reasons. It was starting to become a huge thing. And Konami couldn't profit off of it. And so that got shut down really quick. Same thing would happen. I think the same thing already did happen for a project that was starting to build up and then people ended up just dropping it. Now, if they made an online client that was licensed by the correct people and ran by Bandai, we would have to figure out how to get cards. I'm sure everybody knows this, but they wouldn't just be able to have every card at everybody's disposal, because at that point, if they have events on there like people want during COVID, they can't just turn that off after COVID. Whatever things they would implement in this iteration would have to be things that they keep around. And that is not just easy to wash away. You're gonna have to, if they start doing tournaments, regionals, qualifiers, nationals on this online client, just saying hypothetically if they can get it open the next year, which I don't think would even be possible if they haven't started to already, you would have to be able to continue this model past COVID. So they wouldn't be able to just to put every card in the database and be like, go ahead, because if you can start playing the game online for prizes, what drives you to go out and get sealed product in real life? Nothing. Business will not allow that. So the models that we have to look at would be, one, you could have a model like Pokemon, okay? The Pokemon model, if you haven't played it, you get a pack, and in each pack you have a card in the back that is just a code. This code allows you to go to the Pokemon online just medium, put in the code, and it gives you a pack of that exact pack that you got the code from. This way, your online openings can mirror your in-person openings. Besides that, it actually is really cool because it allows you to play separately, of course, like normal. However, there also becomes a weird, very cheap market for these codes. You can buy these things for cents. And so you could potentially buy thousands of packs for way cheaper than you'd have to pay for thousands of packs of tangible cards, because you won't be able to sell these cards once you open them online. So this is actually pretty neat. And on top of that, it actually rewards you for playing on or for buying sealed product. You don't get these things well, you can get them on the secondary market, but I mean, if you're already buying packs on packs on packs on packs, you're going to be able to fuel your stuff here. Now, for Dragon Ball, however, I don't think this market particularly works for anybody saying, oh, this is how you fix it. I'm not saying your ideas aren't valid. I'm saying in Dragon Ball, we already kind of have a scarcity of product. Some product is crazily abundant. Some product is never seen. And because we have promo packs where, you know, these cards are just chilling in sequestered packs, how does that work? Because you may never get a code for a TP. You may never get a code for a Champions pack, or those codes may go online for just as absorbent prices as the cards inside of them, simply because they know that people know that since you're trying to play online, you might need this. So you might have to try to pay a fair amount of money for a code that can blindly give you one of like 12, 13 cards in a premium pack. I don't think this model would help ease people when it comes to how they get into the online client. On top of that, since Dragon Ball is only sold in Targets and in brick and mortar hobby stores, these codes aren't as easy to get as they would be for Pokemon. Like, think about it. Pokemon, you can get it from a Target, you can get it from a Walmart, you can get it from a Toys R Us, provided that we're not in the position we are right now where people are literally farming the dealers dropping the stuff in. So, provided there's going to be stock, the only place you can find stock is in Target and in brick and mortar stores. So I don't actually, or if you pre-order sealed product online. So I really don't think that these codes are going to be as efficient as what people would think, because the circulation of cards just isn't like it is in Pokemon. And then what another people need to like also note is that with the way our rarities work, you could get a case and know that a case of this current set, and know you have a pretty good chance of pulling your Supreme Kai or your Majin Buu from that case. Pretty good chance. Those ratios don't really exist the same way online. So they're gonna have to think hard about that, because if they just put in a flat percentage like a gacha game, you have a 0.25% chance opening a pack to get a Kai, you can end up with multiple Kais and only be able to use one. You can end up with none after opening more than a case worth of packs. And so I think that is some things that you need to take into consideration. Now the very much so other way they could do this is by taking a MTG Arena approach. Taking an online client where you have a strict online marketplace. Nothing's tied to the cards, but nothing is tied to the online. You buy where you want to buy, okay? With this model, I still think we'd have some complainers in our game, because a lot of people feel strongly that in-person tournaments are the best. A lot of people in MTG don't really mind. They might love to play in person, but they also don't mind grinding Arena. Arena brought a lot of people that were on the fence or kind of semi-retired back into the game because of the ease of access. But a lot of the Dragon Ball community has stated that they like to play in person. And so if you are being told that to compete on our online client, all the cards that you were buying in person don't matter, you need to rebuy content online, how are you gonna feel about it? I'm not saying there's a yes or no, I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm asking you specifically how you're gonna feel about it. So this is just something that I think that a lot of people are kind of paving over. Because if this is the case, I think you need to choose whether you are an in-person player or you're an online player. And I feel like most of us would like to be both. But I will tell you right now, like personally where I'm at, call me broke, call me like just not a baller, but I am probably going to build up my in-person card collection and then worry about what I can get online secondary. I'm not gonna build them both up at once, at least not now. So for me, an online client that was more geared like Magic Arena, like MTG Arena, would be something that's cool, but something that I wouldn't necessarily benefit from the most. So I want to know in the comments what you guys think about the online client, because I do just feel like a lot of people are just assuming that it's sudden just wonder, snap of the finger, the game's online and it's excellent and there will be no problems with it. Yes, a built-in client with all the rules and the framework would stop people from cheating the way they do on these webcam events. This is true. However, an online client will always have the innate, not issue, but framework of how do people obtain cards. And just from what I'm seeing in the community, I am not sure if people are going to be happy with that. When it comes to the TP packs, a lot of us don't grind locals to get our sets. We grind locals to get flippable cards. What we get our sets from are the secondary market. We buy them online to make our decks, and then we grind our locals and we flip what we can. I'm not saying this is what happens with you. I'm saying this is what happens with a lot of people. Online, presumably, there will not be trading between people because that will crash whatever economic market they have going with their acquisition of cards on the online client. So chances are, even if they had online locals where there was a certain amount of people that can join at a time, it can only happen once per week, and you play people, even if they did online locals, you would be getting pack by pack by pack. So you would have to be forced to be playing with one or two of your favorite TPs if you got lucky enough until you were able to grind enough to get more. And that's something they'd have to do all over again. Like if they say, okay, we have 20-person pods every Friday, how do they focus and make sure that the same 20 people don't just bum rush the local spots every single time? Are they going to put limits? Because some people would cry about that. Some people would be like, well, if I'm available every Friday, why am I having to wait for somebody who gets in after me because I've been there the past 3 weeks? There's no cut and clear way to sort the promos online. So that's actually going to be very, 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 very rough. And even if they put code cards in the TP packs, like some people are saying would be a great idea, you are still in the situation of having to gain those codes. You could sell them, you could use them yourself, but chances are you are still going to very, 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 very slowly amass promo cards because you can't just go online and buy a playset, which isn't even happening from people that grind TPs. It's generally happening from people that are able to crack tournament kits and then sell the singles. So that's all I'm saying. Not just a miracle fix. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you guys feel about online clients and what your ideas would be. Leave them in the comments. This is a discussion heavy week. I'm feeling like I'm just trying to touch on some hot topics because this time, more than the cards that are being spoiled, I have questions about the game and concepts about the game that I want to touch on. So thank you guys for joining the channel. Thank you guys for hearing what I have to say. I will see you guys the next time you decide to join Universe X. Later.